Hello, everybody. Hope you are well. Sal, I didn't know you were joining us tonight. Can I make you a co-host? Thank you. Oops. Oh, it's jumping all over the place. All right, how is everybody tonight? Cold? Keeping warm wherever you might be? Who's got the coldest temperature today? Would have to be someone in the Canberra region, I would say. Let us know if you think it's you. Shout it out. Where are you? Nine degrees in Wilton, 4 right now in Googong. Yep, that's probably pretty close to the coldest. Anyone else top that? 10 in Nowra. I don't know what we are here. Look. It's probably about 11 here in Wollongong. Well, it says 11 but feels like 5. Ooh, 2.5. Feels like minus 0.5 in Royale. Yep, Donna, that's pretty good. Hopefully you've got a nice fire and a nice glass of red wine to keep you warm. All right. Sal, I'm going to leave you in charge of the waiting room. Thank you. All right. So we're definitely recording, aren't we? Yeah. So thanks for joining us tonight, everybody. We're very excited to be coming to you tonight. It's a little bit of a special class because it's our first class using the brand new TM7. So that's a little bit exciting. But you will have to excuse us if we're a little bit clunky because we've all only had them for a week or two and we're still getting our heads around them too. So we're all in here learning together. And we're here tonight to showcase for you the brand new Thermomix Everyday magazine, which will be hitting your shelves on Monday the 24th. So this is a little bit of a sneak peek for you. Who's purchased magazines in the past? Enjoyed some of the recipes? Yeah. So we're going to go through a few recipes for you tonight. My name is Megan Rourke and I am the team leader in Wollongong. And tonight we have joining us Trish Everett, who's the team leader of the Lily Pillies down in Bega. We've got Oxy from Nowra from the team Dragonflies. And Angela, are you in Sugar and Spice, Angela? In Canberra. So great to have you all here. Yeah, I thought that to start with, I'd just give you a little rundown of the TM7. Just a little bit of a sneak peek for those of you who haven't seen much of it yet. Have we got anyone here that's ordered their TM7? I've got it on their bench.
Yes, I ordered it.
You've ordered it? Excellent. Excited?
I'm very excited.
Fantastic. Well, tonight we're going to give you a little bit of a sneak peek at that too to get you even more excited. So hopefully you can see that now. Oh, Steve, you're waiting on delivery. Excellent. Rebecca, a white one. Oh, you'll be waiting a while for a white TM7, I think. All right, so as you can see, it doesn't have the cradle around it. It's just got the bowl that lifts straight up and down. And it's got this little light here, so you can see it's gone a bit green here, and this light changes from green to orange to red as it heats up and cooks, which is nice. Get a little light show. It's got this beautiful insulated cover around the bowl. So you can see it's the same bowl on the inside, and the blade just unclicks with a little switch there and lifts out of that cover like so. And then you're a bit too close. Hang on. Oh, I think I've got you a bit too close. Let's try that. So the bowl lifts out of the cover. The beauty of the cover is that it is insulated, so you can now hold all around the bowl when you're picking it up and carrying it around, so it's not hot. And it just looks nice on the table, so you can take it straight from cooking to your table, and yeah, no one's going to burn their hands. You've also then got this beautiful big touch screen, which is a bit more like an iPad. So the way that we scroll through recipes is more sort of up and down scrolling, just like on an iPad. And we've got a few new features too. So you can actually do open cooking. So you can have the lid off if you're boiling your pasta or trying to thicken up a stew or a sauce or something like that, for that maximum evaporation and being able to stir while it's going. And as you'll know, with the TM6, we were kind of locked into using a cookie dough recipe when we wanted the high heat function. So now you've actually got a browning mode and you can use that high heat function whenever you like, which is pretty cool. So I know the girls are going to share some more tips with you about the TM7 as we go through tonight. So I'm going to leave it there and pass you over to the lovely Trish, who's going to start our first dish.
Awesome. All right. Well, I'm going to be cooking, what am I cooking? Steamed fish with sun-dried tomato crust with sweet potato mash. And very excited about this one because steamed fish in my Thermomix is one of my favorite things. I'm always looking for different recipes. So we're going to get started with this guy over here in manual mode. So this is a way that it looks when we go into like what we had with our dials on the screen. We've now got little things that go up and down. So we're going to add in some Parmesan, turn on my scales. And I don't know if you can see, but as I put things in with the scales, then it shows a little picture of my bowl filling up as I pop things in and tells me the measurement as I go. Oh, I've forgotten my unsalted butter, which is pretty cool. Let's tear this one and getting good. So yeah, very fun to play with the TM7. Oh, and Marlene, you got your hand up. Did you want to say anything? So this is a pretty exciting, fun thing to have played this one. I actually came into Thermomix when I was at TM5. So I'm quite enjoying that we're back to having the cooking center up the top here so I can get to things quickly again like I did with my TM5. So I was very lucky to have a TM5. Then I met the lovely Sally, who's letting everybody in at the moment. Are we good, Megan? You're looking at the screen. So yeah, I met the lovely Sally and decided to come on as a consultant and earned my TM6 that's hanging out the back over there. And I gave my TM5 to my mum, who's on the call. Hi, Mum. And I've just sent my mum my other TM6 when my new TM7 came to fit it onto my bench. So it's been very, very fun to be a consultant and to earn my machines as I've gone along. So I've got all the things in there now, and we're going to do speed 8, 8 seconds on speed 10. So we're into some kind of a milling thing over here. So who does steamed fish in their Thermomixes? What recipes do you like? What do you use? And we're going to speed 10. Quite like these little presets down the bottom that help me to jump up to the speed that I need to go to. And we're gonna make Oh, salmon in the steamer. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the salmon in the steamer. I actually make that really simple one where you just wrap your salmon up and you put your veggies in and you steam it probably weekly because it's so quick and easy. Okay, I'm going to give this a little, I'll show you what's happened. So this was our sun-dried tomatoes. Oh, can I get the light right? Sun-dried tomatoes, nuts, herbs, cheese is all in there. And I'm going to go and put that on top of the fish. And then what's going to happen, which is a bit exciting, is that we're going to use the steamer mode in here. I'm going to pop I've got my carrots in the bottom of my steamer here. I've got my fish up the top. I'm going to put this on top of my fish now. And then I'm going to set my sweet potatoes to cook and make the mash underneath while I'm cooking that on top. So I'll hand over to you, Oxy, while I'm setting all that up. And I'll be back when it's time to put the asparagus on.
Hi everyone, I have an amazing recipe that everyone would want to make from this lesson and from our magazine. My soup is called Flu Fighting Chicken Soup. It actually has so many flavors, so we're going to just to start. I'm going to my TM7 and pressing manual mode. And the beauty of this soup that it's so simple and it's so delicious. So my first step is actually in turbo mode. So I'm going back to my screen with all the amazing modes that we have. I'm going to press turbo, and the picture will come up with a picture like this. Let's have a look. I'm going to put everything into my bowl, and I'll go and I have prepared the bowl before, beautiful things. And I wish I could teleport it because the smell is just divine. So first I'm going to add coconut oil, just 30 grams. Now I have pre-weighed everything, but I'm going to put scales for you so you can see the picture. The jug fills up as we go. Then I'm going to put some lemon rinds. I do love lemon, so I put generous amount in. Now the beauty of this recipe, it's a manual mode, so you can put less or more things. It's just a perfect soup. Then I have ginger. I do grow my own ginger, and I do grow my own turmeric as well. They grow so easily, so I do recommend you to try. So I have some garlic in there as well, ginger. So I'm going to put it in with my turmeric, and then I'm going just to add spring onions. The recipe calls for chili. Now, not all my family likes chili, so I'm going to add chili flakes later on to individual bowls. Here we are. And my friends, now watch this. In 2 seconds, we're going to have everything chopped. Here we are. Let's see. That's 2 seconds and everything is chopped. Let's have a look. The smell is so good. The smell is amazing. So I'm going to go to my next recipe, next step, which is to scrape it down. I am going to use my long spatula. I'm just emotionally attached to my spatula. It's so long and designed for Thermomix bowl. It's quite long, but with TM7 does have an amazing spatula as well, and it just lies down like this, so it doesn't trip. So I'm just going to scrape down the sides. Here we are, and I'm going to cook it for 2 minutes. Speed 2. Let me go to back to the manual mode, and I'm going to set up the time for 2 minutes. And the screen is so user-friendly. I'm just going to add 2 minutes. The temperature is going to be 120, and I'm going to go for speed 2. Now do ask any questions if you go, so we can answer your questions and help you with any practical tips. So this step is going to take 2 seconds. And you cannot hear anything, can you? Just a slight gentle stirring. It's just perfect. So would you like, this is a very quick step, taking only 2 minutes. And then what I will do, I'll add some bone broth that will cook for 15 minutes. And then I show you some other things. In my varoma that I'm going to put on the top, that's our steaming basket. It's actually bigger than our varoma in all the other Thermomixes. And I have already prepped my cooked chicken, how the recipe requires prepare the cooked chicken. I apologize, after 6 o'clock, my English sometimes is terrible. So I apologize, sometimes I get nervous. I have prepared my kale as well. So I did place everything on the top tray, but I want to show you the bottom tray. You can actually fit in 2 macro chickens in here instead of 1 like it was in TM6. It's an amazing size. From memory, it's 45% bigger than the US Varoma previous models of Varoma. So my soup is already smelling divine. I wish I could again teleport it to you so you can smell it. It smells amazing. So I shall see you in 15 minutes, Megan.
Awesome. Thanks, Oxy. We will jump back over to you. I think, Trish, you're still going? You're on mute.
Yeah. So what I've done, while Oxy's been doing amazing things over there, is I've just put the sweet potato in the bowl with some water. I've got my carrots up here and my fish up here with that yummy crunchy thing that I made on top of it. And I've just gone into steaming mode and I put it on for 15 minutes and it's just cooking away in there and steaming and cooking.
Love these all-in-one dishes. How easy when everything's all cooking at once.
Oh, I love it. It's a bit like magic, really.
It is. All right. Well, we will jump over to Angela, and Angela's going to get us started on another recipe.
Hi everyone, I'm Angela Anthony. As Megan mentioned before, I'm based in Canberra, part of Team Sugar and Spice, and I've been a consultant coming up now for 2.5 years. And tonight I am again, new magazine recipe. I'm doing the pistachio and lemon individual tiramisu. Now this is definitely a make ahead dessert because you want to actually refrigerate it overnight. And there are sort of some different components to it. So I'm just going to talk you through quickly some of those things that I pre-made. And we're going to pick up at a different step. So probably a bit tricky for you to see it. This is just a lemon sugar syrup. So it's got some icing sugar in it. It's got some lemon juice in it, and it's got some limoncello. And then what we use that for is we actually then have our biscuits for the tiramisu. So these are pistachio biscuits. I think from memory, there wasn't much in them. It's literally pistachio nuts, icing sugar, sea salt, some more limoncello, vanilla extract, and an egg white. So they're actually really easy to make, and I had to try and stop myself from eating them as they came out of the oven because they're so delicious. It said to bake them for 10 minutes, and then the last batch I put through the oven, I might have forgotten about, and I actually thought they taste a bit better if they've had a bit longer. That was just my personal preference. And then what I've done is they're just sitting on my rose gold baking tray from the mix shop, and they're just soaking there in some of that limoncello lemon sugar syrup that I made first. And then the only other step I've prepped for you at this stage is then we want to do our, how does it describe it here? Our lemon cream, but I have blitzed together. Sorry, it's hard to show this to you. My angle's terrible. This is just some pistachio nuts and some white chocolate, and that is going to be to help sort of decorate and sprinkle on the individual tiramisus at the end. So that's all the prep I've got to this point. And part of why, another reason I had to do all that is, of course, Woolworth's so busy getting out all the TM7s to all the customers who've ordered them globally. We've all been reduced to one bowl. So I can't wait. I'm so excited. I can't wait to get a second bowl to go with this. But that's why I did a lot of prep beforehand, so I wasn't sort of having to wash and dry the bowl mid recipe as well. So we're picking up at step 6 in the recipe. We're going to insert our butterfly whisk. That's probably not, is that a bit easier to see? Sorry. It's not, it's a little bit different. It's not hugely different. You'll all recognize it if you've got a previous model of Thermomix at home, and it does go into the bowl. It inserts in exactly the same ways in any other Thermomix, just sitting on top and just knocked in behind the blades inside your mixing bowl. And then we start with egg whites, which I separated earlier because no one wants to have to see me trying to separate egg whites. Pretty embarrassing stuff. Everything's just been prepped earlier in my little bamboo bowls, same as what Oxy was using, also available from the mix shop. And if you're thinking about becoming a consultant, very, very handy for your demos as a consultant. And then we're adding in, and I'm going to need my scales for this. So this is good. I'm on my mode screen here, and I can just quickly turn on my scales and weigh in my 40 grams of icing sugar. I think every step of this recipe required icing sugar, and I'm getting the amounts confused between the steps. Halfway. There we go. Oh, no, agreed, it's 40, great. And we're going to flip those together, putting the lid on. Don't need my scales anymore, I can turn those off. So we're whipping those together for 1 minute and 30 seconds. So I'm going to jump into manual mode. Can't wait till this recipe is a guy to cook on Cookie Do. 1 minute and 30 seconds. So as someone was explaining just before, we've sort of lost the dials off the screen here, but and we've got a up and down thing here, but we do have some great little shortcut keys along the bottom to help us keep things moving along, which is great. And then our speed, because it's the butterfly whisk, just a reminder, we're only going to go no faster than speed 4. So that's all programmed in now for our minute and 30 seconds. I'm just going to hit play. What do you want? Who do you want to jump in with next, Megan, while that does its thing?
Well, who do we need to go back to someone? Someone's just let me know that they can only see me, which is not what we want. I've got all 4 spotlighted. So you should be able to see the 4 of us, but that might depend on what device you're on. However, what I might do is just try spotlighting. Is everyone having that issue? Can everybody else see all of us? All right, what I might just do is Oxy or Trish, are one of you ready for a next step? Not yet? Okay, well, you're going to stick with me for a minute then, and I'm going to talk to you about the dish that I made. So I actually made the cover, which is the crowd pleaser pierogi. And this dish really is a crowd pleaser. It makes a huge amount of food. Last night I fed 6 and I only used half of everything. So definitely could be a good little party dish. Get together with friends. I did invite my Polish friends from up the road to come and help make pierogi with me. I thought maybe they could teach me how to make pierogi properly, but they were unavailable. So we've had a crack at it ourselves. So the first step is to make your quark. So quark, It's very easy to make. I guess it's a bit like a ricotta cheese type thing, but you use sour cream and you heat it with your butterfly whisk, and then you strain it through a nut milk bag overnight, and you're left with the curds in the way, and it's just a very solid block of quark. So I made that first, and then the next day I made the dough, which is quite a simple dough. It turns out a bit like a pasta dough. It's very stretchy and soft. And then I made the rest of the filling, which is some steamed potatoes, the quark, some feta cheese, a little bit of semolina, not much else. And so you have those three elements, and then you let that all set in the fridge again. So this really is something you want to kind of prepare ahead of your pierogi party. And then we get to our beautiful dough. So what I'm going to attempt to show you is how to roll a couple of these pierogi, or fold. I'm not really quite sure what the terminology is correctly. I'm not quite sure how to do this. I'll try holding them up to you, I think. So one trick I did find is with this cheese filling, don't let it get too soft. You want to keep it really chilled, because if it starts oozing out the side, folding your pierogies is much harder. So leave it in the fridge right up until the last minute so that you've got a firm filling to work with. Ugh. So this is my beautiful ball of dough, which I've just rolled out to, I think they suggested 3 centimetre thickness. No, 3 millimetre thickness. Sorry. They're all sticking where I've rolled them. So I've rolled them nice and flat and cut them with a 7 centimetre cutter. And you take quite a big spoonful. They actually suggested 3 teaspoons in this small little thing, which seems like an awful lot of mixture, but they want you to have nice plump pierogi. So quite a big spoonful on top. And then you fold from the middle. So let me go up a bit higher. And you bring the middle together first, and then make your way around the outside, pinching, making sure that your filling's all on the inside. Have we got anyone Polish on here that can tell me I'm doing it wrong and that I should be doing it a different way? This is the way the magazine suggests to do it, so I'm blaming them. So pinch around quite a few times so that it definitely seals up. And I didn't have any leak last night, which was good. And so there we go. There's our first little pierogi. Pretty easy, huh? Definitely easier tonight because my mixture is definitely... So that's really nice and easy. What do you guys think? You gonna have a go at that? So then you boil them for about 3 or 4 minutes, and that was much easier in the TM7 because you've got the open lid cooking. So I could have them all in as if it was just like a big pot on the stove, and then I let them drain for a couple of minutes, and then I popped them into a pan with some butter and just fried them on the outside so they were a little bit crispy as well. So they were delicious. And the topping that they suggest to make is some fried onion and bacon. And so you sprinkle that fried onion and bacon with a little bit of balsamic and sugar over the top of your pierogi with a little bit of sour cream, and it was pretty delicious. A very hearty meal for a cold winter's night. So we usually have a cook the cover competition when the magazine comes out. So make sure if you do cook them, you take some photos and you send them through because we would love to see how you do it too. All right, who wants to go next? Back to Angela? All right.
Thanks, Megan. So we've just got in a bowl here. This is our egg white and sugar that's been mixed together, beaten together in the Thermi, and I've popped the butterfly whisk back in because our next step now is we're going to get 3 egg yolks. So this is great. Nothing goes to waste in this recipe. I don't have egg yolks atrophying in the back of the fridge. And then 20 grams of icing sugar. So I just quickly pop my scales on so I can measure those in. I spent all afternoon, this recipe wanted a lot of icing sugar. I spent all afternoon milling icing sugar. How easy, how great that I could just make it at home. And then I'll turn those scales off because, and then I've just pre-programmed here, it's going to cook that for 3 minutes at 37 degrees. And again, of course, because the butterfly whisk is in, it's only going to be doing that at speed 4, but we'll just press play again on that one. Back to you, Megan.
All right. Trish or Oxy, are either of you? Yeah.
I started singing. I love the new tune. I'm not spotlighted anymore though.
Yeah, I'm looking for you, but you've disappeared from my screen. Where are you? Where'd she go?
I wonder if I can spotlight myself. I wonder if that's possible.
Where? Oh, yeah, good.
Okay.
Megan, do you want me to spotlight as you present, as the attendees are saying they saw all 4 before? What do you prefer, all of you or
Yeah,
you
well,
and
it saves
presenter?
us flicking between if everyone can see all of us. I was a little bit worried for a second that everyone had only been seeing me, which was horrifying. But if we're all good, then we'll stay on.
Okay.
So yeah, if anyone does feel like it changes, just check what view. Up the top right-hand corner, there should be a little word that says view, and you might be on speaker view or gallery view, so you can swap between. Sorry.
Oh, no. Okay, so all I'm doing is we've had 15 minutes of the steaming, so you can see the fish getting its nice little yummy crumb happening on the top there, and underneath I've got my carrots that have been steaming away, and all I'm doing in this step is adding in asparagus, and we're just going to pop the asparagus in here. It's such a big steaming area, like it's pretty amazing. It's got my asparagus in there, and then all I'm doing is popping it all back on, and it's just going to keep going for another 10 minutes.
I actually cooked the creamy coconut chicken curry tonight with the rice. So there's one version that uses the rice in the bundt tin. So I had my rice in the bundt tin in the bottom of the varoma, and then I could still sit my tray on top and have that full of broccoli as well. So it was awesome. It was lots of food going all at once.
That's amazing. Yeah, that'll be great in my house because I like the veggie, no carb, but my kids, they're not into that. They want the rice.
Yeah, nice. So it's good to be able to get them both in there at once.
Yeah, and making the yogurt, little jars, there's more that fit in now.
Yes.
So I can make more of the coconut yogurt in my little jars.
Excellent.
Right, that's me. I'll hand out.
Thanks, Trish. Back over to you, Oxy.
Well, my next step is steaming our chicken. I have prepared a little bit more chicken because I have hungry people in my family, and I'm taking some of the soup tomorrow for lunch. You can put less chicken or more, so there are 400. I'm going to put my varoma right on top. It sits beautifully in, very ergonomic and easy. Going to go like this. And all I'm doing now, I'm going to go back on my screen and I'm going to go to a steaming function. And if you can see better, perhaps, you can see varoma is already on top. And all I'm doing is setting it up. It's already set for 10 minutes and I'm going to go like this. And that's it, that's my 10 minutes to go. And in this 10 minutes while I'm cooking, I can go and hang up the washing or call my girlfriend and talk about the things. The beauty of Thermomix is you cook hands-free. And the other thing for me, I just wanted to highlight, that when I moved to Australia, I didn't have lots of friends actually, because when you are an adult, your social circles are already established. So I couldn't go to someone's circle and say, hey, can I be your friend? So when I joined to become a Thermomix consultant, I couldn't believe how many amazing people I have met, my customers and my team members and my colleagues. And among our team members, there are nutritionists, teachers, nurses, lawyers. And whenever I have a question, like my son has a very high temperature, I'll call a nurse from my team and I'll ask her what to do. And she'll always reply, or if I need help with a homework. So personally, I'm grateful that I'm Thermomix consultant. It gave me a lot of amazing friends. So my step is going to go for another 8 minutes, and after that, my soup will be ready. It's a very easy soup to have, and I do recommend to have chicken always. Personally, that's for me. It's my life hack that I have a cooked chicken always in my kitchen. It's easy for shredded sandwiches. It's easy for when you are hungry. So there's a lot of shredded chicken recipes on Cookie Dough. Back to anyone whose next step is.
Thanks, Oxy. I think we're going back to Angela again.
Angela is.
Thanks, Oxy and Megan. So I've now just the cooked egg yolks and the sugar have now gone into the bowl with the egg whites as well. And our next step, we are going to combine our whipping cream and our mascarpone cream. I think it actually does tell me to put in the mascarpone cream first, so let's do that. So we've got 250 grams of mascarpone cream. The butterfly whisk is actually back in the bowl as well. So definitely your butterfly whisk definitely gets a workout in this recipe. So just touching on what Oxy was talking about how great it is to be a consultant. We're so lucky because we got to be amongst the first in Australia to get our hands on the new TM7. And I remember thinking, oh, that's exciting that there's a new model, but I mean, the TM6 is so great. What could they have possibly come up with? And anyway, they came up with heaps. I'm so excited. I'm totally in love with it. And if you're even just a little bit curious and you haven't had a chance to see one in action, please, please, please reach out to your consultant because they would love to come and share the magic with you with a demo. We have the addition of a new menu option with the Marry Me Chicken Pasta. So please don't hesitate. It's totally fine to just be curious and just want to see what all the excitement is about. I've shown the TM7 to several of my TM6 customers so far. They've all bought Thermomixes in less than 2.5 years because that's how long I've been a consultant. And everyone was super excited and everyone's trying to work out how quickly they can upgrade. So don't hold back if you're curious and would like to see it. And we're going to pour in 150 grams of cream here. And I'll weigh this one. I know I had a 250 gram packet of the mascarpone cheese, so I didn't fuss about that. There we go. That's all my ingredients at that step. And sorry, one thing I'm not used to from behind is with the 7, it is important you get your lid on straight. I'm just having a moment here. And of course I can't get it on straight. Bear with me, everyone. This is user error, just to be clear. It's definitely user error. All right, so we're popping this one on for 40 seconds and I can just hit 10 and 30 down the bottom here. We're going with speed 3 this time, so I'm just going to hit 2 and then manually move it up to 3. And then I'm just going to press play. It is funny pressing play on your Thermomix instead of turning the dial.
It was funny at our training watching all of the new consultants look for the dial. You could kind of see their hand go, oh, there is no dial. It just takes that little bit of getting used to. Does the lid lock in? The lid only locks in after it goes above speed 2. Any point up to speed 2, it doesn't lock. So you can just open it, stir, do whatever you want, put the lid back on, and it just automatically starts again. So it stops automatically. There's no sort of 20-second cool down period like we get stuck with on the TM6 sometimes. It's just quite instant. No, you can't peep in through the measuring cup anymore. So I'll show you the lid. The lid now has what we call the lid cap, not a measuring cup. And it's got some vents for steam. But yeah, you can't sort of put a lot of ingredients in there. You can still drip your oil down for doing emulsifications and mayonnaises and lemon juice and that kind of thing. But yeah, not for adding in other ingredients. And we no longer have to put a splash guard or a simmering basket or anything on top. It's just the lid cap that's on top all the time.
You happy with me to keep talking, Megan?
Yeah.
So I'm just pulling the butterfly whisk out, but our cream and our mascarpone cheese is all together. So all we need to do now is we're going to add in a little bit of lemon zest in there, and then I get to weigh in another 20 grams of limoncello. I think there was sugar in every step of this recipe. There's been limoncello in every step of this recipe. I hate it when it wants 1 more gram. Now I've gone over. Oh, how sad.
Oh, the
Extra
limoncello too.
Tragic. And we just actually combine that in the bowl with the spatula. And it's actually about to join the 2 lots of egg mixture. So I'm not going to get too concerned about how well I'm mixing that in, because it's all about to get yet another mix. Lift that up, add it in here. And once I've mixed that together, then it's on to the assembly stage. That's pretty straightforward. You put a couple of your lemon syrup soaked pistachio biscuits in the bottom of your serving bowl, your serving dish, your little individual serving dish. I've got a couple of different options that I've been using with mine. This recipe makes 6 individual tiramisus, and I had to do a practice run this afternoon. So my husband and I are going to have 12 individual tiramisus. We need to somehow work our way through the next couple of days. Need to find some friends. So what I've done here, a bit tricky to see, but there is the biscuits in the bottom. I've put the cream mixture that I prepared earlier on top. Theoretically, it should have been refrigerated for 6 hours at least. It got more like 2. It got a little bit more of the lemon syrup on top. And then what you want to do to serve is sprinkle a little bit of that chocolate pistachio mixture I mentioned at the start, and you're going to pop 2 more of those syrup soaked biscuits on top. And bear with me, I'm going to try and tilt this so you can get a better picture of what that looks like without tipping it everywhere, she says. The other option and how I'm going to is just, these are just some drink tumblers, but they'll do the job as well. So 2 biscuits in the bottom there. Once this is all mixed up, I will layer some of this on top. But hopefully you all get the idea around various different steps and the assembly task. But if you are planning, I would do this, you know, if you're planning to have a fancy dinner party with friends, it's a great dessert. And the good news is you can actually, this is something you can do the day before and you've just got it all ready to go. You've got 30 seconds to get them all ready and on the table. And then that means on the day you can just concentrate on getting the hot food ready that you're going to serve everyone for main or entree and main.
Beautiful. Is it really lemony when you taste it?
Let me find out for you. I mean, like I was looking the bowl earlier.
Give us a Nigella taste.
I'm going to have a little taste of this one. Oh, it's still very runny. It really does need those 6 hours. Yeah, it's pretty good actually. Sorry, everyone. It's pretty good.
Yum. Well, that's good. Everyone can go out and make it. Absolutely. All right. So, Trish, are we back to you? Are you finished?
Yeah, all right. So my timer's just gone off and we're finished steaming. So the fish is all steamed and looking amazing in the top layer there, you can see with the crust. And look at the color of these veggies I've got under here. They're pretty delicious. Ready to go. So all that I've got left to do is, now this is all steamed, is make the sweet potato mash. So it's all cooked up in there. It's all still sitting in there. I'm just going to bring myself back over to manual mode. So this recipe is totally doable in all different models of the machine. The only thing that I've done that in the TM7 that's different is that steaming mode. Okay, so what's it asking for me? Let me have a look. Okay, so I'm going to add in my butter. What's really quite fun is I can just press onto my weight there and pop in the butter. And I'm going to put my little nutmeg in that I turned into, I had to grind a nutmeg today to realise I had no ground nutmeg. I don't know why I have whole nutmegs. Like I can't even remember why I bought them or what I do with them. Does anybody else use whole nutmegs for anything? Because I've got a bunch. I don't know.
They probably stay fresher though if you've got a microplane and you only, because quite often you only use a little pinch at a time, so it probably stays a bit fresher.
Yeah, they're very cool and they're so pretty when you cut them open. So there's that. So now what I am doing is I am going to go for 10 seconds on speed 5. So coming into 10 seconds and speed 5. And it's a little bit different. It's not like when we would set things on previous machines. Once it's set, it starts going. It's actually waiting for me now to press play, which is good. So I've lost my little lid bit. And just gonna mash up my sweet potato and make it all smooth and creamy. And let me see if I can show you. And you can see how Megan was talking at the beginning with the lights. My night light's now very red. It's got the Darth Vader look to it. And there we go. I'll have to plate it up because I can't really get my light to work properly to see in my bowl. But I'm going to plate that up and hand over to Oxy. Your soup must be coming up pretty ready.
Yep. I have only one last step to go. This is how easy this recipe is. So I just wanted to show you what's in my varoma. Now you put it upside down and it holds your varoma and doesn't let drip any liquid on your bench. So I'm just going up. Sorry. So that's it. Ta-da! Now my chicken is warmed up, my kale. Now notice it's still a very vibrant, beautiful color. Now, if you're not a fan of kale, you can use a bok choy or any other green vegetables. So I'm going to put it aside. I've already done this step. Here we are. And the recipe calls to place it in your bowl, which I have. So I'm going to try it. It's an amazing soup. I'm going to pop back my cap back on. Let's have a look. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to add, I wanted to show you a beautiful color. Look at the color. Isn't that beautiful? The coriander and parsley is just It's such a beautiful exotic soup that you can make at home. So I'm going to add a little bit of lemon juice, 75 grams. I've got my scales on. Here we are. I'm going to put the scales on and put 75 grams. Yep, that's it. A little bit over, but that's okay. I'm happy with that. Now I'm going to put some soy sauce. I do like soy sauce, so I'm going to put a little bit more than recipe calls for. So I'm just going to tear again. And then I'm going to add a miso paste, 1 teaspoon of miso paste. Now I must tell you that miso paste makes everything delicious. And then all I'm going to do is add my coriander and my chili. I'll add a little bit later. What I'm going to do is to mix it for 10 seconds and then serve up my soup. So my screen is in manual mode. I'm going to go and press play basically, and in 10 seconds I'll have an amazing soup. Okay. And I'm just going to show you how I'm going to pour it and how beautiful it looks. Now the recipe called Use It Up Fighter Chicken Soup. So I have used all my chicken that I had in the fridge. So generally you'll have a soy sauce, and look at this, it's so beautiful. I can't describe you how beautiful the soup is. It's just amazing. And the bowl is not hot at all, so I can actually hold it like this. It's very ergonomic. So I'm just going to pour it as I go so you can see. Ta-da! And my soup is ready to eat. I wish I could again teleport it. It smells so good. It's amazing. And I'm going to definitely purchase this magazine for my friends to share what can they do. Sometimes we need a magazine on our coffee table to feel more inspired or more directed on what to make. Here you go. Enjoy, my friends. Come over to my house.
Awesome. Thanks, Oxy. No colds in your house this week.
Not at all.
Which is great. Trish, I can see you've played it up. Do you want to show us what you've got going on there?
Yeah, so it's got the lovely sweet potato mash, the fish with the yummy crust that we made right at the start, and these beautiful steamed veggies. So I'm very lucky. I get this beautiful veggie box each week from local producers, and all of that's come out of the veggie box this week. So it's very
fabulous.
Very exciting. I'm not sure.
Delish.
Live up to the cut. Does it live up to the picture? Am I close?
I think so. I think you've done well. Looks pretty appetizing. What do you think, guys? You excited to give some of those recipes a go? Awesome. So, yeah, the magazine will be coming out. It'll be hitting your Coles, your Woolies, your newsagents, and the Mix Shop on the 24th of June. So make sure you get yourself a copy. There's lots of yummy things in here. They're calling this the low waste issue. So there's lots of different ideas in here, cooking with things that are in season. I don't want to give it all away. We've got some weeknight from Thermomix to plate in 45 minutes or less dishes, your fakeaways for everyday savings. We've got some beautiful seasonal jams. Low waste week, reinventing all your leftovers for a low waste approach to cooking, which is great. And actually, sort of food waste is one of the biggest areas where we as individuals can make the biggest difference to climate change. So, you know, thinking about what we're cooking, what we're buying, and how we're using things up in our kitchen is definitely, you know, a great thing for us all to be doing, and made so much easier with our Thermomix, and of course with Cookie Dough, because with Cookie Dough you can just pop in that one ingredient that's hanging about your fridge and find lots of new inspiration to use it. So yeah, hope you love that. The price of the magazine is usually $12, I think $12.99. Yeah, so they are lovely. The recipes do eventually come to Cookie Do. They won't be straight away because they are sort of exclusive to the magazine initially, but they do eventually, or most of them, some of them, I don't know what proportion, do come to Cookie Do at some point. So have a look at those. Yeah, and like the girls have mentioned, we'd love for you to reach out to your consultant, book a demo, get yourself a host reward, get inspired to use your Thermomix a little bit more, learn some new skills. You know, maybe you want to learn how to make bread, or maybe you want to learn how to make pierogi or something like that. So reach out to your consultant. The TM7 is an amazing machine, as are all of the others. But if you'd like to get one on your bench, the best way to do that at the moment is to join one of our teams, and you can get it on your bench for nothing. That's no deposit, no business cost, and you just start earning it. So if you make 6 sales, that covers the cost of your TM7. Why wouldn't you give it a go? You can see how much fun we all are. We're a great bunch to hang out with, and you'll learn more about your Thermomix and Thermomix cooking than you can imagine if you become a consultant. So have a think about it. We'd love to see you. Reach out to your consultant or to one of us, or to us in the follow-up email. We will send out a follow-up email with the recordings. I did also share the link in the chat, so you might be able to see it and just post it again. So we do record all of these, and we have a YouTube channel where we put them up. So if you do miss any, you can go back to that YouTube channel and catch up on all of them. I think we only planned the first 6 months of our cooking classes, so I can't even tell you what next month's will be, because next month is July already, and that has just snuck up way too fast on me. But we will let you know in that follow-up email what the next class will be. So thank you very much for coming, and we hope to see you at the next class. If you've got any questions, feel free to stay on and we can answer them. But otherwise, stay warm. And thank you to these awesome ladies who gave up their night to be here with you tonight.
Thanks, everyone. It's been super fun cooking with everyone with our 7. It's so delicious. Oh my goodness.
Oh, yum. Well, I've got nothing to eat except a raw pierogi. That's no fun.
Come to my house.
Oh
How
my
we
God,
can slide
Angela,
it?
your house is going to be yummy for a very long time.
Oh,